that's what's so unique to me about the way you work, the way you counsel. This book that you've written is, you've kind of taken this whole emotional, psychological overlay and placed it on all the rules of finance to get healthy.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's been around a while.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The emotional understanding of the stories, the backstories, the limiting beliefs that come from childhood, the pain, the hurt, the anger, that I haven't heard the way you do it.
Well, yeah, because it's kind of like, hey, suck it up and get over it. Like, just do it. It's like the Nike, just do it. Well, yeah, but, and I want to empathize with that person because people's experiences do play in different ways. And yeah, sometimes it is just, hey, you're making an excuse. You need to get over it. Sometimes that is the case, but sometimes there is a tactical, practical approach that we can say, well, wait a minute, what's going on? Like with my husband, with the shame and the guilt. Mm-hmm. That was a real thing. And it was causing real problems, therefore it needed a real solution. Mm-hmm. And it couldn't just be, hey, you get over it. Mm-hmm. What can we do on a day-to-day basis?
Work.
You see what I'm saying?
That's deep work.
It's deep work.
Yeah.
What can you do on a day-to-day basis? First, what's the solution and how can you get to it? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, this man is not gonna get better until he can forgive himself for what's happened. Okay, well, how do we start the process of forgiveness? What is it specifically inside of us that we need to forgive? Like, all of that, no one's going to talk about that on a money show.
Right.
But you need it.
No, it hasn't been talked about. It's everything that I believe, but it's laid over this whole, landscape that nobody really wants to talk about, the money landscape.
Yeah.
Because everybody's got money problems. I don't care how rich you are.
That's right.
You got money problems.
That's right.
Unless you really understand. I like to talk about it as a garden. Like you're really, really gardening your financial life. You're getting in there where the rocks are and the weeds are. You're planting new seeds. You're paying off the debt. You're getting rid of credit cards. You're, doing what you got to do. You're selling your house if you can't afford it, because a house isn't necessarily something that earns you money later. Right. A house can be a debt because of what it costs to maintain it. And people don't want to look at it like that.
No, it's tough. It's all tied to something, and hopefully I'm shedding a light on that and providing a little bit of empathy, and not just because you think emotions and you think, oh, it's very like heady and it's very woo-woo. It's like, no, don't worry. I will tell you, here's the problem, here's the antidote. Here's the problem, here's the antidote, and I'll walk you step by step through it, so we're not just pontificating, we're actually solving.
You've been there. You got compassion, you got empathy, and you sit there and, like you said, you just wait with them on the story, and then you are compassionate. You kind of breathe a little bit, and then you say, okay, here's the problem, here's the antidote, right?
I try. Sometimes I can be a little harsh, but I try.
I haven't heard that. I've listened to a lot of your of your shows, and I haven't heard that come through.
Oh, good.
I mean, you're direct, not harsh.
That's good. Thank you. I appreciate that.
No,
I try not to be too.
I don't see that at all.
Thank
you.
And
I just adore where you've come at this from, and I do think it's so fresh.
Thank you.
And so needed. So I think everybody should run out and get this book as soon as they can, because I think it will help all of us in all kinds of ways to heal.
Absolutely.
Last question, maybe. You started to go there. What are you dreaming of next?
What am I dreaming of next? My feet are planted here, so this is where I am. And so in the moment, I'm thinking about, I want to do more. This is going to feel out of left field, but it's not.
Just go.
I love cooking, and I love food, and I grew up with a mom who cooked breakfast, lunch, and dinner kind of thing.
Oh my gosh.
And I've always wanted to connect food and money, because there is there's obviously the connection of, you could go the money route of, people spend, they break their budgets on going out to eat and groceries and all that. But then there's just like the connection of family and what it does for your family and what it creates.
Unity, braiding, time.
All of it.
We don't spend time at the dinner table. We don't share our days. We're running.
Yes. And I think back as a kid and kind of how life was as a kid in the house I grew up in. And there were times where it was so stressful. But when I sat down at my mom's table, for me, it was like, it's gone. Like, just, and to this day, there's certain recipes that I call her. Like, I made chicken and dumplings the other night, and I was like, tell me again. I know how she makes the dumplings, but every time I call her, I'm like, tell me again how you make them.
So
like,
adorable.
I want to hear it from her, because there's something about while she's talking to me as I'm making it, that's like, That's an experience for me. And I just think there's a lot there, and I'd like to unpack some of that and
That's so cool.
create around that.
Cannot wait to see what you do with that. I was looking at your posts the other day, and you had the list of everything you were cooking for the week. And you said, hey, it's really important that your folks know. You got to have one of these.
Yes.
You got to tell everybody what's for dinner for the next 5 days, because it somehow glues everybody together. Everybody's comfortable. We're going to be fed, and it's going to be good.
Yes.
And I thought, I've never heard anybody do it like that, you know, because people do that sort of thing for organization, but they don't do it so, everybody's like, we're having meatballs tonight, and Mom's made them, this is going to be so fun.
Take the stress out of it.
Yes. People
think it's stressful, and I'd actually, not to get nerdy on it, but I read a stat that was like, you know, people think, cooking is so stressful. What am I going to have for dinner? I just worked all day, blah, blah, blah. But the stats actually say that the most relaxing thing you can do on the top 3 is cook a meal, and then turn around and eat the meal that you cooked. Those are the top 3 things. So I started
not know that.
I started thinking, I'm like, I think we get it twisted because we're stressed about work,
going
and we're
to the
stressed
store,
about
prepping the meal, how long it takes.
But it's kind of a trick that we're telling ourselves, if I cook, I'll be even more stressed. I'm like, no, that's like the remedy. We're just getting overwhelmed. So I don't know. There's a lot in that I want to learn and unpack.
I can't wait to see where you go with this.
I know.
I have a friend, Ruth McKinney. She has a show and has written this book, Hungry for Home. And the premise of it is very much like what you're talking about. You know, that we don't like feather the nest, you know? We don't do the things that create home in the ways that braided a family together.
That's right.
And you know, if I had first seen her concept, I don't know if I would have gone, oh, Ruth, that's great. You know, you do that for your family because you love to cook, but I'm not sure that's going to be a TV show and people want you to speak all over the world about it. People are so anxious to hear her talk about creating home again.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I think what you're saying, I think you're spot on. I think you're onto something from a marketing direction.
Good.
But I do think that we're hungry for those things that fed us, nurtured us, and I don't mean fed us in the way that family happened when it wasn't so crazy.
I agree. I mean, I could go on about this because I love this topic, but you know, I kind of have this theory that we've kind of like personalized ourselves into isolation in many ways. It's just, you know, if I turn on my TV and put on Netflix, everything is customized and curated for me.
That's true.
You know?
Yep.
So we're fighting against that. So then when it's dinner time, it's like, well, I don't want a fried chicken. I want this. Well, I don't want this. I want that. Okay, I'll order DoorDash for you and I'll do this for you and you and everybody kind of separates. But when I was a kid, it was like, the dinner's on the table. This is what's for dinner. And so because of that, there are things that you learn from that, which is, I'm going to be grateful for what I have. You learn contentment, you learn manners, you learn gratitude. And so even things like that, then there's a simplicity of it, of you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. That's what my son says. You get what you get and you don't throw a fit. And I mean, there's simple things, but there are little things that are getting lost. And I do think that we want that because that's the stuff that makes us feel grounded, and it's what makes us feel like I'm connected.
Well, I think it is that very basic place of belonging. You know, I belong in this family. I go to dinner with my family. I get to tell them about my day. I'm nurtured. I'm well fed. I'm loved. I'm safe.
And all the things that compete, Theresa, I mean, I can go on and on. It's like, you know, there's more people working from home, therefore their office is their home, which means they're on their computer. Oh, I just got to go check this email. Let me just, you guys go ahead and eat without me. I'm just going to. And that's a problem, you know? I go into this homework. Kids have so much homework now and so many activities. Well, we're not going to be able to make it because kids have taekwondo, but tomorrow night they have gymnastics, and then they have, and it's like, wait, no. Family dinners matter. Like this is a drawstring. Anyway, I just love the topic. I love the topic.
Well, I can't wait to see. How fast does this get to happen?
I know, right? I'm working on it. I
want to see this, Jade. You have been pure delight. Thank you for sharing this time with me.
Thank you.
I just feel lifted up, and I love your story. I also think it's such a powerful, powerful story of faith, of surrender, you know, resilience to a goal. I don't know very many people who would do what you and Sam did. But it is incredibly encouraging. Thank you so much for sharing it. And now for what you're doing. You know, you're constantly coaching. You're absolutely giving out what you have learned, what you have lived. So,
well, thank you.
So Jade,
Yeah.
your book, What People Don't Tell You About Money.
What no one tells you
What
about
no
money.
one tells you about money.
I had to think about it for a minute.
Listen, I kept getting what did I say? What anyone tells you about. Y'all, the name of the book is What No One Tells You About
You are
Money.
sounding like me when we first landed on the
my
title.
gosh.
I was like, I gotta remember this thing.
What No One Tells You About Money. It's so good. When is it coming out?
You know, the book What No One Tells You About Money is out now. You can get it today.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
And congratulations. Writing a book is hard.
Yes.
Going through the publishing journey is so hard.
Yes.
So
yes. All
congrats.
of it.
And it's your second book, right?
It's my third book.
Third book.
Yeah.
Gosh,
I did one
you've
for
been
grads.
busy.
Yeah, I have been busy. So, but it's been all good. It's great.
So for the person who is drowning, we talked about this a little bit before. From your book, what's one truth you would like for them to know?
If you're drowning, it's just a season. This is a season of life and it's going to pass. And it can be so easy to just get hung up on what's happening right here in the here and now. But you got to just keep swimming. You've got to keep doing the next best thing, the thing that you know to do that's right. If you're following a plan for your money, keep following the plan for your money. And stop and try to just identify, what is it that I'm feeling? What specifically is it that's holding me back? Is it a fear? Is it grief? Is it pity? Is it anger? What is it? Is it pride, right? Try to identify what it is so that it's not just this unnamed thing, you know, hacking away at your progress. Identify it so that you can call it by name and then you can start to work on it. You know, part of solving a problem is even admitting that there is one, right? That's the biggest part.
You got to start.
So you got to say, what is it? What is it?
So that's huge. I mean, that's huge conceptually. Can you also give me, I mean, I know I'm like
Just
belaboring
practical.
this. What's a one truth? Give us a one truth takeaway from What No One Tells You About Money.
A one truth takeaway is money is emotional and no one talks about it. Your emotions play a huge part. I always say, if behavior is the car, belief is sitting in the driver's seat and your emotions steer the wheel.
Yeah.
So if we unpack that, if there's something there's a behavior I want to be debt free. I want to be a person who's good with my money. That is the vehicle, right? That's where you're going. And then, but your belief is what's sitting in the driver's seat. Do I believe I can actually do it? Because if you believe you can do it, you'll mash on the gas.
Right.
If you're unsure if you can do it, you'll, drive a little, like this, like a grandma. But if you know that you can do it, it's like, I'm going. If you don't think, you're turning back the other way, right?
Gosh, I love that so much.
No
That's
matter
so
where
great.
you're driving, your emotions, oh my gosh, that's scary. A turn, hit a tree, right? So you just have to understand how one thing connects to another. And that is so important. You're going to get where you're going to go, but you have to know all the things that are at play. And the time's going to pass anyway, so you might as well start driving.
And I agree with that. The time's going to pass anyway. You're either going to continue to be in debt or you're going to find your way to freedom.
That's right.
And I do love, I really do love the word freedom as connected to what you're doing. And freedom brings such a plethora of other good things. Financial freedom brings so much peace.
Oh my word. Yes. I mean, the word freedom, unhindered, that is it. And you will find, Theresa, I found, and I believe anybody who sets out on this journey will find, freedom truly begets freedom. You don't just say, I want financial freedom and end there. Because once that health and that freedom and that peace takes place, everything else craves it. Every other area, your relationships.
Yes, your relationships.
Your spiritual life, your faith, everything wants that same, oh, this is great. This is the way it was supposed to be. Get me to that spot.
You just had a great book title, Freedom Unhindered.
Who do you want to write it? You or me?
Can we do it together?
Maybe so. Maybe so. I'd love that.
Oh my gosh, Jade Warshaw, you are amazing and delightful.
Thank you.
Empowered and encouraging and just full of so much good stuff.
Well, you are kind. Thank you so much.
Truthful. Thank you.